Hi, I'm Hank Doughan. I'm currently in Los Angeles. My dramatic monologue is From the Lower Depths by Maxim Gorky. My comedic is Division Street by Steve Tessage. There. You say truth. Truth doesn't always heal a wounded soul. For instance, I knew a man who believed in a land of righteousness. He said somewhere on this earth there must exist a righteous land with wonderful people, good people. They respect each other, help each other, and everything is peaceful and good. And so that man who was always searching for this land of righteousness, he lived poor and miserably. And when things got to be so bad, it seemed like the only thing for him to do was to lie down and die. Even then, he never lost heart. He would just smile and say, "Never mind. I can stand it. A little while longer, and I'll have done with this life, and I'll go and search for the righteous land." It was his one happiness, the thought of that land. And so to this place, in Siberia, by the way, there came a convict, a learned man, with books and maps, a learned man who knew all sorts of things. And so the man said, "Do me a favor, show me where is this land of righteousness and how can I get there?" At once the learned man opened up his books, spread out his maps, and looked, and he said, no, he couldn't find it anywhere. Everything was correct. All the lands on earth were marked, but not this land of righteousness. The man wouldn't believe it. He said, "It must exist." He says, "Look carefully, otherwise," he says, "your books and maps are of no use if there exists no land of righteousness." The learned man was offended. "My plans," he says, "are correct, but there exists no land of righteousness." Well, then the man got offended. He'd lived and suffered and had believed in all the time in the existence of this land of righteousness, but now, according to the plans, they didn't exist at all. He felt robbed. And so he said to the learned man, "You scum of the earth. You're not a learned man at all. You're just a damned cheat." And he gave him a good wallop in the eye. And then another one. And then he went home and hanged himself. Chris, do you know why she left me? Because of orgasms. Yes, she wasn't getting enough orgasms, and that's when it hit me. That's when it dawned on me. Chris, it's the women that killed the movement. They did it. Why did we tell them about orgasms? They didn't know. Why did we tell them? Now they all want them. And not just on May Day, Chris. No, every month they want one or two. Yes, orgasms. They've got us convinced that we should be giving them orgasms, so while we're wondering how to give it to them so they like it, they went over and took the movement. They got all the good shit we used to have, Chris. And what are we doing? What are the guys doing? We're wondering why we can't give them an orgasm. It's a conspiracy, Chris. They suppress their orgasms on purpose, just to confuse us. They've raised our consciousness and lowered our cocks, and we're wondering why we can't give them an orgasm. They've got us by the balls, and they're saying nuts to us. Orgasms. Orgasms. If I had an orgasm, I'd give it to them just so they'd leave me alone.